Don't play Raft before you click this video, this sincere review. The result of my Raft playing experience for about 40 hours and giving a hate-love relationship to the game. Game Introduction. Raft is a game in 2018 month 5, the developer's name is Red Bead Interactive. When this video was made, the developer only had one game, namely Raft, and the developer was still actively updating this game, from his last Twitter November 23, 2021, now January 2022. The game genre is survival. If you have played this genre, you must know how the characteristics of playing it are, but if not, the gameplay is easy as that we as players have to find materials to build either buildings or equipment that we will later use. It can be said to be a kind of RPG, but what develops is not our status or level, but the equipment we make. Technical aspects. I've played survival games, which I've played like Valheim, Astroneer and Grounded, and I spent about 200 to 250 hours in survival games, but not up to 500 hours. You could say I'm quite happy playing the survival genre, especially with friends. I also play Animal Crossing for about 100 hours plus, but it seems that Animal Crossing does not include survival, or includes yes, let's just say it is not. At first glance, the graphics are honestly not very good. I don't know what engine this game uses, but it's definitely not Unreal but Unity. In terms of appearance, this 3D model is good, the shapes of the objects can be well known. 1. Lighting and texture. Game lighting is rendered quite ordinary, not to the point of being very beautiful. The texture of the object is also more of a solid color. Almost no object has amazingly good textures and details like RPG games of fantastic size. When playing we will see water, and water more often. The depiction of water and wood in this game is pretty good. The problem that I sometimes find about objects is that most when we collect sand and mud, it is a bit difficult to distinguish because they are similar in shape and color. Metal ore and stone are also a bit difficult to distinguish, but if you have played long enough we will be able to distinguish. Another problem about lighting is that at night in the game, it is a bit difficult to see, especially at the beginning of the game, right, we don't have lights. But the name is also nighttime. Looking at my friends, for players whose screen brightness is limited, it will definitely be difficult to see. But if it's midnight and when there is a moon, it will be quite bright. 2. Music and sound effect. If it's music, to be honest, it feels a little monotonous and boring after a few tens of hours of listening. At the beginning, the music felt very good, but it wasn't long before I was bored too. Often I also lowered the voice so that I could hear the voice of friends via Discord. For sound effects it is very helpful here. The sound of animal attacks can be recognized well, the sound effect is very distinctive. Sometimes I laugh when a friend who was again bitten by a shark, the sound of the bite is very distinctive. In terms of specs, this game requires a 2-core CPU, 4 GB RAM, VGA 500 series, DirectX 11, and about 6 GB of space. In terms of specs, the KYK is not too heavy. Experience enjoying Raft gameplay. Here comes the rather interesting part. This raw material search system in Raft is quite unique. Usually we as players in survival games have to take a walk in search of materials then return to the base to get up and up. In this game, it's a bit strange because our base is traveling too. Gameplay. The main gameplay is that we are on a raft floating in the middle of the ocean, we are given one hook and have to collect floating materials. Every once in a while we will meet an island that we can loot out of its contents, then yes we go back to walk around the sea again, as the title suggests Raft. What is unique here, the shape of the raft we can like the one that wakes up, that is, us. Want to extend straight like a ship? Want a box like an apartment? Or flowers? Or the kingdom floats in the middle of the sea? Just like other survival games, the shape of the house likes to wake up. Story. In addition to the survival aspect, namely getting up and exploring, this game actually has a storyline, which is an event where the game is considered finished. But after it's over, yes, you can still continue. In my opinion, the story aspect is also unique. We are floating/sailing to an island, while in this game there is an item called radar. If we enter certain coordinates we can be given the position of a special place, it is in this special place that we can get the story that continues. To get to a point in the story, we have to have a certain building or item in order to get through it. In terms of story, I don't think it's too special, but gameplay-wise, this gameplay makes it different from other survival games. Usually, players are provided with a very large map and we have to explore looking for materials, create one or more bases, then provide portal items so that we can return to the main base. If it is Raft, our headquarters which is traveling in the middle of the sea, and then the materials are delivered to us by floating, occasionally we are given an island to loot. My effects. What do I think about this? As a survival game player, I actually feel happy. Finally, there is a different gameplay than usual. It is said that the materials come to the players too. As players we still have to collect the materials, so it's the same to stay busy. Game challenges. Challenge-wise, this game isn't just purely getting up and looking for materials. There are also challenges. In the sea there are sharks that can attack at any time, on the island there are pigs and birds that hate us, on other islands there are bears. Each has a way of hurting the player. This game is very good when playing with friends. The experience of playing when we are alone and with friends feels very different. In the game, you can be hungry and thirsty, although it is not too miserable, but it is very influential as well. If we are alone, we have to concentrate on survival, while if we are with friends, the process of foraging and drinking becomes easier. We will have time to explore or collect materials under the sea. If you die, there will also be someone to help. It is highly recommended to play this game more than one person. Hipinya is more able to. How long is the game? If you only focus on running the story, maybe only 30 hours we can finish. But, because exploring the island is very interesting, the wake-up is also interesting, even 30 hours can swell to 100 hours. In the end, it depends on the friends who accompany the game too. If it's fun at 3 o'clock in the morning so it doesn't feel like it, be careful that work will be delayed because of this game. My messages. Did I get a pleasant experience while playing this game? The answer is yes. Is this game better than other survival games? Surely not. Each survival game gives its own fun. So the conclusion? If you enjoy survival games, this game is a must-try, especially with friends. If you have never played a survival game and decided to find a new game, tried first, I believe the game will give you sweet memories in your life as a gamer.